So maybe you're a content creator like me, or you just work from home, but you use the same monitor stroke setup for both work and play, and you'd like a really easy way to switch between the two. Well, BenQ have you covered with this BenQ DP1310, and it's a dock essentially, but it's got a single button on the front to switch between work mode and play mode. And in this video, we're going to review it. So without further delay, let's dive in. So first of all, let's get the boring bit out of the way. BenQ sent this dock free of charge for review, but as always, my opinions are my own and my own alone. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been using this dock and it's been really helpful, especially when I'm switching between work mode and play mode. Now, it's not just a case of switching between work and play, because you can use it for other things. So right now I have a mini NUC connected to this dock. So instead of having a games console connected, I've actually got my camera. So with the push of a button, I can go from PC to full screen what the camera sees, because unfortunately my camera doesn't have one of those flip out screens, so I can make sure I'm in the frame correctly. So as you might know, I like to kick things off with an unboxing. Then what we'll do is we'll take a tour around the device and look at the technical specifications. So let's not waste any more time and let's do that now. So as I said before, the full name of this product is the BenQ DP1310, and it's a professional USB-C docking station. Now if we turn the box over, we're going to see an outline of the device, and it's going to give you sort of all the different ports that it's got on the front and the back, but we'll take a closer look at the ports and the specifications a little bit later on. Now as you open the box up, the first thing you're going to see is a quick start guide, and the most important thing to remember is to download the drivers first before you do anything else and before you connect the device. So we'll have a warranty card, and then we have the main device itself, the docking station. So let's just put that to a side for the moment and see what else you get in the box. So as we take this insert out, there's going to be more instructions and documentation, etc. Something that I never read. Now at the bottom of the box we have a UK plug, and of course we also have the funny European one, which I'm not going to need, so I'll probably recycle this. And then we have the power brick itself. Now this is 19.5 volts and it has 180 watts, which is more than powerful enough to power the dock, charge your laptop and any other devices you have connected. Now it's really good to see that you get two very good quality cables, a USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 ×2, and that's basically a USB-C to USB-C cable. Now this is capable of 100 watts, and that's the main cable that goes from the dock to say your laptop or your PC. And then of course we have a BenQ HDMI 2.1, and it is an 8K certified cable. So if you are lucky enough to have an 8K screen, which I don't, then this is going to be perfect. So that's it for the contents of the box. The next thing we're going to look at is the device itself, and it's kind of wrapped in paper here. So we'll remove that paper sleeve, and there's a nice big sticker on the top, again telling you you must download the drivers first. It's not going to work without it. Now there's rubber feet on the bottom and rubber feet on one of the sides, so you can have it lying down or you can have it standing up. So let's have a quick look at the I/O, and we'll go into the exact specification a little bit later. But starting from the left, we have two USB-A ports, a USB-C port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, an LED indicator, and then this big green button. On the back of the device we have three USB-A ports, a gigabit LAN port, a display port out, a HDMI out, then we have a HDMI in, and then we have another HDMI out, hence the triple display, a USB-C port, and that goes to the computer or laptop, and last but not least the DC in. So let's head on over to the BenQ website, and as always everything will be in the description below. turn on game mode with one button, and that's the green button on the front. Unbeatable gaming experience with HDMI 2.1 in. Connect 3 monitors, 4K 60Hz with USB-C in. 5 port for maximum efficiency, and then fast cooling run all day and all night. So this diagram here is really useful because it tells you all the specifications of the different configurations that you may be using. So output 1, of course, is going to be your main screen, and the HDMI in will display on this main screen, going from 8K 60Hz, 4K 120Hz, and the output being 4K 60Hz. Now you can use a second or third screen, but these are just used for output, so anything that's sort of connected to the HDMI input won't show on these 2 screens, but they'll be for the PC or laptop, whatever you've got connected with that USB-C port. So as I said previously, let's go over each port in a little bit more detail. So we have the 3.5mm audio port, we have our first USB-C, and this can charge at 36 watts and is 10 gigabit a second. The 2 USB-A ports on the front can charge at 7.5 watts, and of course it also has 10 gigabit per second. Now on the back of the device, the main USB-C port can charge at 100 watts, and this is the one that you're going to be connecting to your mini PC or your laptop or MacBook, etc. Then we have the HDMI 2.1 output, and this is for your main display. Then we have the HDMI 2.1 input, that's going to be for your games console, etc. Then we have HDMI 2.0 output and the DisplayPort 1.2 output. So that gives us a total of 3 ports for a triple monitor setup. Then we have the gigabit Ethernet port. Under that we have another USB 8 port, which is 7.5 watt charging and 10 gigabit transfer rates. And then last but not least, we have another 2 USB A ports rated at 480 megabytes a second, and this is ideal for plugging in your keyboard and mouse. So as I said, I've been using this for a couple of weeks now, and I've been using it on this desk here, which has the mini nook, and then of course the camera setup. But behind me, you'll see I've got a triple monitor display setup, and I've also been testing it on there because as per the technical specifications, it's not a Thunderbolt port, it's a USB-C port. And I think that's a really good thing because I've tested this on quite a few devices. So a MacBook Air M2, no issues whatsoever switching between that. And then of course, using the Ethernet out and all those USB ports, everything works absolutely perfect. But I've also been using an external capture device. Now, one of the things that I've had issues before was when you're capturing footage, say on a PS5 or the Switch or whatever device you're capturing footage from, if it's a game, the preview, there's a little bit of lag there. So this is where the BenQ dock really shines, because having that HDMI pass through, I can go on the PC, get OBS set up, hit record, and then just by pushing a single button on the front of the BenQ dock, it would then switch to the HDMI output of the capture device. So I have zero lag, zero latency, so I can get some really good footage and I'm not crashing the cars and missing shots, etc. because OBS does have a little bit of lag. So there's 2 use cases straight away. And of course, you do have the main use case, which is connecting a console and then switching between work and play. Now, of course, it doesn't matter if you don't have a 3-screen triple setup. I've mainly been using it on a single monitor, which is a new monitor that I bought, which is just 1080p at 144 Hz. And it's perfect for using sort of the top-down cameras, recording footage, previewing, and then of course transferring all that footage to my main PC behind me to then do all the editing. Now, coming from an IT background, I've used loads of BenQ products in the past, and I've always found them to be really good quality, and this dock is no exception. The build quality feels really nice. It's quite heavy, so it's not going to slide around the desk when you're plugging in cables, etc. And I find the overall product and experience has been very good. So I definitely recommend this dock, especially if you're in my situation or you're kind of working from home and you're using the same screens for work and play. So I'm going to end the video here, but if you've got any questions about the BenQ dock, please drop them in the comments below. I'm actually going to be using this dock going forward, so if there's anything you want me to test or try before you actually buy one yourself, drop a comment below. I'll be more than happy to test things out for you. Now, of course, if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and then give that bell a little tinkle so you don't miss any future uploads. I'm JP, you've been watching Alien Gaming, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.